So this morning, I want the government and its officials and the officials of the Clote Kole area, the Okankwe sub-metro, the AMA, all of them, I want them to put me to shame. I want them not to go and make speeches to the victims of the June 3 disaster that happened in 2015. I want them to actually scratch the people where they itch. I want practical solutions. It's a sad situation that happened 7 years ago. I want solutions. I don't want disaster of speeches and photo opportunities and fakery, funeral clothes here and there. I don't want that. I want real solution for the people. Because we have been told we'll have more rains. How prepared are we? That's the first question I want to ask this morning. How prepared are we? How prepared are we? That's all the question I want to ask this morning. Now, having put that question up, and this thing breaks my heart because what you saw the man putting in the bucket of a truck were dead bodies. 7 years on, the pain and anguish and disappointment and the distress and trauma that the people went through is still alive and well. We have not been able to nurse it out. We have not been able to do that. And that for me is worrying. That for me is sickening. That for me is disturbing. That for me is appalling. That for me is disappointing. That for me is preposterous. That for me is absurd. That for me is careless. That for me is irresponsible. That for me is heartbreaking and heart-wrenching. So this morning, I don't want speeches. If you typed a speech or it has been typed for you to go and read out, keep your speech. The people don't need paper leadership. The people need proper leadership. So as you get ready to go to Kwame Nkrumah Circle today, I would have wished that the filling station would have been operational or at least would have had a better edifice than was there 7 years ago. But no. We still have the place cordoned of whether we are still running investigations or whatever is happening. We don't know. And each time if you're a victim or your mother or your father or brother or sister was a victim to that disaster, each time you pass there, you are reminded painfully what happened 7 years ago. I want that pain to be wiped off. I want that botch on our brains to be cleaned. And the national psyche and national conscience should be re-engineered to make us disaster ready. Now, let's talk about the letter that is making rounds from the Ministry of Finance. And we are being told that we're sending out 25 million Ghana cedis towards the construction of the National Cathedral. Oh yes, National Cathedral ni ebe si 11 ni ebe J untuminye hu. That's what this letter literally is saying. Because I remember that the National Cathedral, when questions were raised, I know that James Kwabena Bonfe, formerly of the CPP, acting General Secretary, a big role at that, he took the matter to court. We all know what the results were. Because his argument had been that, well, Ghana is a secular state, and so the conversation about Hajj and National Cathedral and all of that should not be the key priority of the state. And then we were told that the National Cathedral will be constructed not with state funds, even though it will be a collaboration between the state, private individuals, and all of that. We were told that it was not going to be sponsored with state funds, and that the only role the state was going to play was to give the land, even though I found that excuse quite laughable, because you must put value to the land in a prime area like the Ridge area. So we were told, and the board of trustees, we even imported a stone from Jerusalem to come and plant there. National Cathedral. I am Christian, don't get it wrong. But when Jesus preached his Sermon on the Mount, And when he had people following him, he didn't rally the people to go and build cathedrals and synagogues and whatever it is. He rallied the people, and when the people were hungry, he fed them. This is the letter. Ministry of Finance, dated 31st March 2022. Seed money for the construction of the National Cathedral. And I hope it is not true. Please refer to letter number SCR/DE3/296/02, dated 17 March 2022, from the Chief of Staff Office of the President and National Cathedral of Ghana's memo dated 28 March 2022 on above subject. Copy attached. Authority is hereby granted you to release. Authority is hereby granted you to release the sum of 25 million Ghana cedis in addition to seed money, additional seed money to the National Cathedral Secretariat for the construction of the National Cathedral for part payment of outstanding claims from Rebate Limited. So it means that an initial seed money had been given, and this was an additional seed money, 25 million Ghana cedis. Let this sink in. 3, the payment should be effected to the account details below. Name Cowbank PLC, branch 23rd Independence Avenue, Accra, bank code 140101, account name Rebate Limited, account number blah blah blah, account all of this. 4, MMDAs and MMDAs are to note that the understated clause is required to be inserted in all contract agreements in order for them to be paid, and it shows all of that. So the total expenditure of 25 million Ghana cedis should be charged as per attached specific warrant, and is signed by the Honorable Ken Oforiatta. He's the Minister for Finance, copied to the Controller and Accountant General of the Republic. There's a list attached, which, of course, we didn't get. But this is it, 25 million. And this is from a country where we are being told that, oh, Russia, Ukraine, COVID has affected us adversely. This is a country where we are told that, oh, we are so broke at some point that even our parliament is complaining. Our speaker had to complain. This is the country where our children, 3 years after the change of a curriculum, cannot find textbooks because we have not printed them since 2017. How responsible. This is the same country where you have your NAPCO, Nation Builders Corps, which was used as a campaign tool for the 2020 elections, where we started banding figures of 100,000, some say 117,000, 97,373. Mr. Oforiatta said it in Parliament, and all of those figures, remember me, they have not been paid for months. Your national service personnel, they have not been paid. Now, my maths is not good, but 25 million Ghana cedis. If you are paying each national service personnel an allowance of 559, do 25 million divided by 559. You have a phone. Do it now. 25 million divided by 559. And tell me how many national service personnel could have been paid with this amount of money. You see, in 1943, Abraham Maslow, he had the Maslow's hierarchy of needs. At the base of it is food, clothing, and shelter. We are asking young people to be committed. We are asking young people to be patriotic. We are asking young people to be active in the national building agenda. But the young people are hungry. The young people are being chased by their landlords. The young people can't afford prepaid. The young people can't foot their transport bills. The young people don't even have what to eat. What to wear, don't talk about it. And yet we have money. I am not saying building a country. That's the president's own thing. He said he's building it, first of all, to thank God for the grace upon us as a nation. That's fine. Number 2, the president said he is building the National Cathedral because of a personal promise he made to God. Now, if I'm sitting somewhere, you go and make your personal promise to God. How does that concern me? Do you know what promise I've made to God? So that I can also walk to the Ministry of Finance and say, I've made a promise to God on behalf of Ghana, so give me X money to fund it. Does it work that way? Mr. President, you told us you are going to protect the public purse. So this morning, if I'm a NAPCO beneficiary, if I'm a national service personnel, And you have told me that the National Cathedral, you have drummed it over and over again. The trustees have drummed it over and over again. We're even giving a USSD code to support the National Cathedral from 100 cities and above. If you have told me all of these things, and yet I now read that you are adding an additional 25 million Ghana cedis of money that we don't have, which is why we had to press the citizens of Ghana to pay the e-levy, I will be shocked. I am disappointed this morning. I am shocked. What will be the essence of the cathedral if it's finally built, and the people who are supposed to worship in the cathedral are dead because they were killed by hunger and starvation? What will be the essence? What will be the essence of the National Cathedral if it is finally completed and it becomes talk of the day in Africa, in the world, and the people who are supposed to worship in it are not available and they are dead? What will be the essence of that edifice? That's the question I'm asking. If you have finished your calculation, tweet at us and tag the president. The president tweets at N capital A capital N capital A Akufo-Addo. That's how he tweets. That's his Twitter handle. Dr. Baumia, tag him too. And hashtag TV3 New Day, hashtag Johnny's Bite. I said do 25 million divided by 559 if you're a national service personnel. Over 44,000 national service personnel could have been paid with this 25 million Ghana cedis. Now also do, if you're a NAPCO beneficiary, 25 million divided by 699, if you like 700 Ghana cedis. And tell me how many young people who are consistently crying, who are threatening to go on a demonstration, who are threatening to say we will not go to work again, who are even being threatened at some point to say if you don't show up at work when opportunities come, you will not get opportunity to serve your own country. All these young people who are queuing up to pay for security service, entry points, medical bills and all of that. And we say we don't have money. National service can get over 44,000, and then if you are doing 700, 25 million divided by 700, you're getting about 35,000-ish. So 44,000, 35,000, and I don't believe that we have more than 44,000 national service personnel. How many national service personnel do we even have in a year? So if our priorities are right, and the president has told us that the National Cathedral is the priority of priorities. He said it. That the National Cathedral is the priority of priorities. Which means that we can have a list of priorities, but that is the topmost, the primus inter pares of all his priorities. So if our priorities are right, children will not be lying on their belly to learn. If our priorities are right, we won't have to be buying food at so an expensive rate. If priorities are right, we won't have young people who are energetic, who we agree, and the security people will tell you, agree, that once they are hungry, they become an easy link, a weak link for terrorists, which we're trying to say, see something, say something, to engage. Why do we make our people hungry? Danny, pull up the screenshots from the book. And yesterday, I had a beautiful conversation with the Ahoys. This is a book that they're about to launch, the children of house number D13, South Central Kumasi, and there's Ahoy and they do JV families. In this book, which will be launched on the 14th of June, someplace at the Ghana Academy of Arts and Sciences, you would find a lot of revealing stuff. Now, you put the screenshots for me quickly. The screenshots that from the book. Okay, so I want this. I want you to play this for me. So, Mr. Ato Ahoy, who is the senior most Ahoy, he had gone to Legon to read economics with maths, statistics. He majored in statistics. Now, he says he was a very good student. His lecturers included Joel Hyde for mathematics, Professor Sadowski for economics, and Professor Chumesi for political science. Among his classmates were Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who became president of the 7th and 8th governments of the 4th Republic. Dr. Kwabena Dufour, a classmate from Prempeh College, who later became governor of the Bank of Ghana, later still finance minister under President John Evans Atta-Mills, and Professor Michael Quay, Speaker of the 7th Parliament of the 4th Republic. Dr. Kwabena Dufour wants to be president. Now, these are his classmates. the president of the day. Now, I want to tell you something quickly. It says Atu was at the forefront of student activity at the University of Ghana. In the Commonwealth Hall, he formed a political party called the Blue Guards, which contested for junior common room elections. He was the leader of the party, and his title was Chairman Mao, the Blue Guards, blah, 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 blah. Now, look at this paragraph. Atu had 2 fond memories of Commonwealth Hall. First, students enjoyed 3 free meals a day with a sumptuous snack in between lunch and dinner. I'm told the snack was served at 4 p.m. It says, first, students including President Akufo-Addo, including Dr. Kwabena Dufour, including Professor Michael Quay, including Mr. Atuaho himself, said they enjoyed 3 square meals and a snack in between lunch and dinner. Second, once a week on Wednesdays, there was a formal dinner buffet at which the best of foods was served, and students had to wear a formal hall gown, popularly known by students as Akapompo, the abbreviation for academic pomposity. So our leaders now, and maybe one final one. This one quickly. So now Atu's compatriot at the University of Ghana in his time all agreed that he was an institution at the university. Everybody knew him. According to him, that was why he had to hold JCR, blah, 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 blah. Now, there's one that's okay. It says, at a more serious level, Atu was a member of the National Association of Socialist Students Organization, NASO, among whose members were Presidents John Evans Atta Mills and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who, by this, was a socialist then. So how is it that the people who enjoyed breakfast, lunch, supper with snack had 1 week, a dinner per week with buffet? How is it that those same people are in power now, and the children at the lower level have problems with school feeding, which only serves 1 meal a day? Sometimes you see the food, you want to cry. And for which reason school caterers are on strike for more than 4 weeks, and we are all sitting pretty and watching. They enjoyed breakfast, lunch, and supper with snack at the highest level of university. And mind you, the old system had primary school, had middle school, they were at common entrance, they will go to secondary school, do O-level, A-level, before they get to the university. Now children are not even doing O-level, A-level, they are doing class 1 up to JHS, SHS, to university, and we can't even feed them at the primary school level. Somebody ensured that you had breakfast, lunch, supper with snack. And then when you got to your time, NAPCO beneficiaries cannot be paid. NSS cannot be paid. They can't have food at the primary school. They can't get their 1 cup of chocolate. But in the end, we want to build a cathedral. And as Professor Kofi Awono says, we are building in this place a huge, senseless cathedral of doom. There are decisions that are popular but not practical. There are decisions that are political but not practical.